Provide electronic panic button devices to teachers as it moves to boost security in the wake of incidents that include a violent after-school attack that left a teacher injured and unconscious in her classroom. In addition to providing teachers with panic devices equipped with Bluetooth connectivity, the Clark County School District will ask police agencies to increase their presence at schools and upgrade security cameras. Ron DeRockstra reporting.
Cleanup, the order of the day in parts of Mississippi and Kentucky hit by severe storms, including possible tornadoes last night. Number of people applying for unemployment benefits jumped 18,000 last week, hitting 185,000. It is a higher number than economists had been expecting, and it comes after jobless claims fell to a 54-year low in the previous week. More on these stories at townhall.com.
We are 5 minutes after 9 o'clock here on this Thursday morning under partly sunny skies. It is 43 degrees in Clinton this morning.
Local information that makes a difference. Here's your regional weather.
Today, mostly sunny skies, breezy, not as warm. Temperatures today in the upper 50s. A wind advisory in effect from 10 o'clock this morning till 7 p.m. this evening. West-southwest winds at 15 to 25 miles per hour today. Wind gusts could reach 45 miles per hour. Partly cloudy tonight, lows of 40 degrees, a west-southwest wind at 10 to 20 miles an hour, and wind gusts tonight of 30 miles per hour. A 30% chance of rain in the afternoon on your Good Friday. Partly sunny otherwise, with a high of 60 degrees. Southwest winds on Friday at 15 miles an hour, wind gusts of 25 miles an hour. Friday night, cloudy, lows in the mid-30s. Saturday, sunny, highs around 50 degrees. For Easter Sunday, a 30% chance of afternoon rain, otherwise partly sunny, and a high near 50 degrees into next week. Sunny on Monday with a high in the lower 50s, and Tuesday, sunny with a high in the mid-50s. Across central Illinois, partly sunny skies as we roll through this Thursday. In Bloomington, temperatures at 40 degrees, 43 in Hayworth, 41 in Leroy, 43 in Farmer City, 43 in Champaign, 46 in Monticello, 44 in Decatur, 43 in Mount Pulaski and Lincoln, 44 in Springfield. It's 42 in Peoria. 43 in Clinton, feels like 40 outside. West winds are calm, 71% humidity with 10 miles of visibility this morning. Weather anytime is at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Coming here at Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton. This is Scott Baum. Yes, we have new inventory arriving, and you can see what will arrive right on our website. Just click on the pre-order and reserve tab. From there, you will find vehicles in transit and vehicles in production. Or just call our sales staff and we'll help. Find Silverados, Equinoxes, Blazers, including Tahoes and Suburbans, as well as our complete Buick line of SUVs. BaumChevyBuick.com, right from the start.
The DeWitt Pyatt Bi-County Health Department encourages you to get vaccinated for the winter flu seasons ahead. Flu shots are available at both their Clinton and Monticello locations. Find out more by clicking their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com, funded by the Illinois Department of Public Health.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police blotter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
Noah Atkinson here, owner of Lincoln Printers and Sign Designs in Lincoln. Proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the WHOW WEZC Lincoln Printers Business of the Month.
The Clinton Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau has been the gateway for Clinton for decades. As a strong advocate for local business and tourism, the office promotes Clinton's chamber members, hotels and motels, as well as hosting a number of yearly events to attract people to the DeWitt County seat. They'll receive a $200 gift certificate good at Lincoln Printers and Sign Designs for being our WHOW-WEZC Lincoln Printers Business of the Month. Nominate a business you'd like featured by emailing us at WHOW@randyradio.com.
Lincoln Printers and Sign Designs reminds you that if you're in need of anything printed, from envelopes and wedding invitations to signs, banners, and even vinyl wraps, think of us. Find us online at lincolnprintersinc.com.
You're listening to The Morning Show, streamed by clicking the WHOW live icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. My guest in studio this morning is Lisa Shepard. She is the facilitator for the Sangamon Valley CEO program. We follow up the appearance of her students on The Morning Show in our last segment. And good morning, Lisa. How are you today?
Morning, Seth. Thanks for having us out today.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm glad you got to hear from the students who are the highlight of the Sangamon Valley CEO program.
I'm just always so impressed with the CEO kids, whether it's your group, whether it's Melanie Brown's group with the Central Illinois group. And these kids just, again, very impressive.
It's really what a community can do. You know, they say it takes a village, and sometimes that can be trite, but the opportunity that our students have with the CEO program is they are immersed with the best of the best in our local businesses on a daily basis. And you get to see in real time the growth that a student will go through in the course of the year, being immersed in that every single day from 7:30 to 9 a.m. and working on both soft skills and hard skills in the business community.
Sure. I think a couple of my favorite things to ask them about is their individual businesses, because that's where you see what they're passionate about. You know, someone doesn't go into business not liking what they're going to do. So they're passionate about what they're pursuing. What do you think about their individual businesses and the things they're doing?
I love now being in the third year of the program that every single individual business has been different. I haven't had a repeat yet. And like you said, it lets them...
A repeat? What do you mean?
Like, not every single business has been different. Like we haven't had two bracelet makers or two
like
candle
food
makers.
like food industries or something.
Yeah, every single individual business has been unique and had its own unique spin, and really highlights what their interests are. And it helps them to start to explore, do I want to be an entrepreneur or an entrepreneur? Do I want to be an entrepreneur and setting my own tone and having my own business? Or am I an entrepreneur? Am I somebody who is going to connect into another business that's already going, but treat it as my own and use the skills that they've learned? And probably in their course of their lifetime, most of them will probably be both.
Sure. With their this small of a group, I asked them about what it was like, you know, to get to know each other, and if that accelerated the process of just kind of jumping right in. What did you see from them? And you know, a group of 4, I feel like just that would be, you know, they can quickly get to know each other, they can quickly learn each other's strengths, and then they're off and running. What did you see with that?
I was really proud of them for jumping right in. You always have some concerns and some things that you're really looking forward to at the start of each year. And I was excited about getting to connect in with each individual on a really individual basis, with there being only 4 of them. But at the same time, I was a little concerned that if they weren't students who chose to engage, it could be a really long year, because a lot of what CEO is them asking the questions and them engaging in their learning experience. So I've been really proud of all 4 of them, that they have come into the program really ready to engage each other and the program. And they've done a really nice job of the group work and interacting with each other and really making that a highlight of their year together.
You know, I thought it was interesting listening to Abby and Rosa talk a little bit about, you know, Abby, an introvert, and, you know, getting into a group setting, you know, and the growth that she saw. And then Rosa talking about how she's very individualistic and doesn't like group projects, but she's grown to like them. How about those types of little growth things that they saw in themselves and what you're seeing?
I think a lot of times we get very motivated, high achieving students, which I love. And I think their hesitation in group work can be that they've been the ones who've had to carry the group work most of their lives, and that they've been thrown into groups with students who might not be as engaged in helping the process go along. So I think for a ROSA to get to see when put in with people who are willing to contribute the skills that they have, that group work can be a much better process.
Do you find that like most of the students that come into this program, they're like that type A person, you know, that high drive, kind of not killer instinct, but they've just got a lot of passion and that sort of thing? Like, what do you find the personalities to be like?
I love that we get both. I think very early on in the program, the students take a disc profile that talks. It actually happens at orientation before they ever walk into the program. And what we talk about a lot in CEO is that you need all of the profiles. It's not like the drivers are not the best people in the room, and nor is the person who can like sit and assess and kind of take in a situation and then eventually say, hey guys, have you thought through all of this? So we do attract both. And I love that we attract the student who is a high achiever and wants to take that to the next level. And we attract the student who, like Abby said, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I don't even know what the options are. And I know that I don't, at this point in my life, like speaking and reaching out, but I know I need to grow in that area. And we really have attracted both. And I think that's one of the highlights of the CEO program, is that a student who is a driver and has an individual business and an idea can take that to the next level. And the student who really isn't even comfortable in speaking to anyone outside their circle can grow and learn that it's not as intimidating as you think it might be.
Yeah, Max, absolutely. It's one of those things, you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And when you dive in and do something, you find it's much less intimidating than you anticipated. That's one of probably the big lessons out of the program. Again, our guest in studio this morning is Lisa Shepard, facilitator for the Sangamon Valley CEO program. And so, Lisa, as we talk about their individual businesses, they mentioned the trade show. Tell us a little bit more about that for our listeners.
Great. So trade show is the culminating event for the CEO program. Each of the students come up with an individual business completely on their own. It can be whatever they dream up. And then, as they mentioned, they do a group business that raises funds to fund their individual business. And then they pitch their ideas to our board to get a grant funding for their individual business. That will culminate May 12th for our group from 5:30 to 7:30 at Kirby Hospital. And it's a great experience to see how these students have grown, come out, and even if it isn't something that you want to purchase, the opportunity to talk to our students and have them talk to you about what they're doing with their individual business and what they're doing in the program. It's just a great night and a great thing to see how our young people are doing great things.
Absolutely. Great way to learn and just see what they are working on. So when it comes to the end of that, the trade show itself, what do you hope they get out of that? Because obviously that's for the community to come in and learn, but what are they going to take away from it, you think?
Wow, that's a great question. And that is probably my favorite part of being the facilitator, is that by that point in the program, it's no longer me pushing them to do what's next. It's them starting to take those steps on their own, and it's all about where they're at. And it's been really neat for me to see that every single student that has come through our program has grown in their own individual way. From the student who our very first year wouldn't speak even in our small group setting, to being doing such a great job at trade show in engaging the public, to some of our drivers who have come in really ready to learn and could probably teach some of the classes that we have on a CEO morning, but then when they come in with a spirit to learn, they take their business to that next level, or take their experience to that next level. So love that about trade show, and love that about seeing each and every student grow in our program.
Well, and we'll talk a little bit more about taking that to the next level on the other side of the break, Lisa. How do folks follow along with everything going on in your program?
The best way, if you want real-time information, is our Facebook page, Sangamon Valley CEO on Facebook. The best way to get some in-depth knowledge, what it's like to be an investor, where we're at on a daily basis, is our website, SangamonValleyCEO.com.
Very good. Again, Lisa Shepard is the facilitator for the Sangamon Valley CEO program. On the morning show with us, streaming live to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. More on the way on the morning show.
Your own home without the maintenance. If you're 55 or better, a beautiful Liberty Village villa could be yours. This is Erin, and I invite you to come take a tour of our move-in ready villa. Click the Liberty Village icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Simply the finest.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police blotter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
Hi there, from Ramey, daughter of Randy Miller and managing director at Run Deep Coaching. Do you ever feel like you lack purpose in your life or sometimes feel lost or stuck? Through my personal life and business coaching, we'll create long-lasting, meaningful change to help you grow from the inside out so that you can get to where you want to be in life. One of my clients said that my workshop content was very clear and gave her so much peace, guidance, and purpose in her life. And another client said, after a chat with Ramey, I feel as though my thoughts and feelings have been clearly understood. I'd love to work with you. Feel free to reach out for a free 30-minute consultation to see if it's a good fit to work together one-on-one or to discuss my upcoming virtual group coaching program. My website is rundeepcoaching.com. That's rundeepcoaching.com. I really look forward to hearing from you soon. rundeepcoaching.com.
At Central Illinois Outdoors with me, Jared White, we want you to be a part of the program as well via the Archer's Alley Catch of the Week. Each week, we'll select one of your pictures submitted at centralillinoisoutdoors.com and invite you to tell your story of the great outdoors. We're looking for your kid's first catch or even your first big buck. There's a simple, easy form you can fill out on your phone or computer at centralillinoisoutdoors.com. Send us your story, send us your pick. centralillinoisoutdoors.com and the Catch of the Week, brought to you by Archer's Alley, North 22nd Street in Decatur.
You're listening to The Morning Show, streamed by clicking the WHOW live icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Once again, and good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence, and in studio with me is Lisa Shepard. She is the facilitator for the Sangamon Valley CEO program. Lisa, we left off our last segment talking about what's next. Trade show, May 12th. What do we say, 5 to 7?
5:30 to 7:30 at Kirby Hospital in Monticello. It's in their community outreach room.
All right, very good. So what happens after trade show? And this is a little bit of a theme in the program right now. So speak to that a little bit.
We really want CEO to launch our students to whatever is next for them, whether that be continuing their individual business, going to college, walking into a trade. We want our students to walk away with a passion and a vision and to see many different opportunities for them and really dive in and do, that we don't want it just to be, okay, I had a great year. This was really fun. How does that springboard them and leverage them into whatever is next for them?
Yeah, I'm sure. So what are those conversations like right now? What are you talking to them about and those transitions and that sort of thing? How about those things?
Right now, it's really connecting in with, finishing and getting ready for trade show, but then also connecting into some speakers and that can help leverage that experience. We were with Julianne Shields yesterday, and she really talked about how, what type of pitch competitions are there at the college level, and what type do you want to pair a entrepreneurial class with your accounting class or whatever major that you're going into, that there's a lot of opportunities, not just to think where you are right now.
Yeah.
We have a session next week with the global Midland group, which is a national group. So it will be on a Zoom call, but they'll talk a lot about getting our students on LinkedIn and how to do that. We had a resume writing session with Sherry Waldrop at Allerton Library a couple weeks ago. How do you specifically talk about this great experience that you've had and leverage that into what you want to do next? So we're really working on some tools and tricks as to how to take it to the next level.
What do you find the next step, or what have you found the next step to be for students that have gone through the program? Like, what are some experiences they're having, and how do they differ from each other?
There's a lot of great ones, and I love that probably for most of our students, they kind of bank the individual business skills that they've learned, and most of them will walk into college or whatever is, or trade school, whatever is next for them, and use it in that way. One of our students from last year, Ethan Brackey, was able to connect in with a marketing company, and he was able to secure an internship, and then did such a great job and worked so hard at that internship. He was then able to continue to work remotely while he goes to ISU. And so that has allowed him to continue to brush up his skills and get some mentorship from the marketing firm, and there's a lot of neat connections that have taken place.
Sure. Ethan mentioned the networking that he's been able to pick up on through this process. How important is that for a lot of the students that go through this?
I know I started my career and didn't understand how much the networking part is so important. It helps you to learn the skills that you don't already have. It helps you learn what skills I should learn and what skills I should rely on others to do. And then it also, they always say it's not what you know, it's who you know. And over again, as adults, we've heard like those best opportunities come from knowing somebody who knows that position is open. So that they're learning in every situation. It's a relationship building opportunity, and getting over some of those fears. It's hard to reach out. It's hard to say, hey, I don't know this. Can you help walk me through this? And they're learning that from their mentors, and they're learning that every site visit we've been to, really genuinely at the end of that site visit, if you need anything, reach back out. And these students are starting to learn like that has a lot of meat to it.
Yeah, definitely. Do you mind if I ask what you've taken away through this process? Because you mentioned this is really the first full year where you haven't had an interruption with COVID, or only partial time with the kids, or, restrictions and all those things. What are you taking away from this?
Great question. I'm really learning how valuable it is for it to be a full process. And I'm really learning to encourage and support our students to do the best they can with the knowledge that they have. And that we've got some really great students out there. I think sometimes the younger generation can get a bad rap of, they're only on TikTok, and they
only talk digitally and all those things.
Yeah. But are we the ones who have created that environment for them? And I've seen that if you set some parameters, like we set some parameters very early on, that the phones go away and they do some written notes, and that our students have to be there at 7:15 every morning, every single day. And I think 3 years in, I always get a little bit nervous this time of year, like, is it going to get old, and are they going to stop showing up? But as you saw, cars were in the parking lot at 7:10.
Yeah.
And if we really motivate and teach and come alongside our students, that they really have great potential and will run with it. And I think having a better mindset as to what their potential is, and that sometimes we get a little bit lazy as adults and just think, oh, well, they don't want to engage with us. Well, CEO kind of proves that that's not the case, but they're all a little bit intimidated, just as we as adults are kind of intimidated to approach the younger generation. The younger generation is intimidated to approach us. So programs like Sangamon Valley CEO, Central Illinois CEO, create that environment where we all realize it's a good thing and we all need to be reaching back and forth to each other.
About 20 seconds. Tell me about next year's group.
Next year's group, we've got 11 on board from 3 different schools, at least 2 from each school. Looking forward to another great year in CEO.
Lisa, always good to see you. Thanks so much for coming out.
Great to see you too. Thanks, Seth.
Lisa Shepard, Sangamon Valley CEO, Facilitator in studio with us. Network News on the way.